After playing and loving the first two Trails in the Sky games, I've come up with a list of nitpicks. Things that by no means ruin the experience, but can be niggling little annoyances nonetheless. So, before we start in on Trails in the Sky the Third, this Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time, here are my top 10 minor Trails gripes that I'd like to see addressed in subsequent games. Number 1. Leveling up in an RPG should feel special. It should feel like a major accomplishment, a culmination of your hard work and training. It should be a joyous celebration of your progress as a hero, a fist-pumping moment of jubilation where you look at where you are and contrast it with how far you've come and smile in smug self-satisfaction. Unfortunately, in the first two Trails games, leveling up is kinda understated. Yeah. Now, I don't need it to be as flashy as, say, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. But it would be nice if Trails showed off how my stats change when my level increases. That would help it feel like the accomplishment it is, rather than an occasional free heal. That's right. Did you notice the level up topped off my character's HP and EP? No, you didn't. As with stat changes, it's not shown on the screen. Now, to be fair, you can check your stats in the menu, but if you want to know how they've improved, hope you remember what they were before you leveled up. Number 2. On sale at one of the stalls in the Bose Marketplace is a cat suit. I never bought it, but I damn sure would have if Trails character models visually changed when you equipped different weapons and armor. I'd put Joshua in a cat suit because he'd look fabulous. And I'd put Agate in a cat suit because he'd hate it. Now, honestly, I don't expect character models to reflect the weapons and armor they're equipped with until the game switched to 3D. But playing dress-up is a big part of roleplay. And these are role-playing games, so here's hoping. Number 3. Like many RPGs, Trails has a large cast of playable characters, but only 4 can be in your active party at one time. The way the first two games work, it is difficult to shop for characters who are not in your active party because, unless you memorized it, you don't know what they're equipped with or how its stats compares with the new weapon or armor you're considering purchasing. So, to kit out your crew, you have to travel back and forth from the shop to the guild to reshuffle your party members to ensure everyone has the best equipment. It is more realistic that way, but I don't care, because it kinda sucks. So, I dearly hope that future games will allow me to manage the equipment of those not in my active party. Number 4. One thing that sets Trails apart from many of its peers is the personality-packed cast of NPCs. Everyone has a name. Everyone has a story. This is Anton. He was a ghost in the first game, but he got better. Now he travels the world looking for love while his friend Ricky tries to keep him out of trouble. Oh, hey Anton. Working the counter at a convenience store now? That's nice. Oh, Elwyn. I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. Elwyn, should you really be wasting time gambling, especially in another town on the other side of Liberl? Don't you have a shop to run? Oh, Felio. Sorry. Oh, hi! Letta! Yes, Letta, of course. I knew that. What you looking at there, Fremont? I don't mean to sell the game short. There are a ton of unique character sprites, but be that as it may, you're going to run into a lot of twins, so I'd like a bit more variety in the NPC models. That's a big ask, considering the sheer number of characters populating these games' world, but one can dream. Even small variations like palette changes to alter hair or clothing color would go a long way. Number 5. The game's camera can at times be disorienting. I'm walking down the street in Grand Cell with the camera pointed north. I enter a building, go back outside, and where am I? I'm in one of the towers. I head downstairs. What's happening? Now, I know what's going on here. In the former case, when you exit a building, the camera adopts the orientation of the interior's fixed camera. Not an incorrect choice, but it can be disorienting. In the towers, the camera doesn't change orientation between floors, so when you direct your character towards the stairs, you're still heading that direction when the scene transitions to a new floor, so your character turns around and heads right for the stairs again, and will keep using them over and over until you let go of the controls or alter course. Not huge problems. You can work around them. But there are myriad tweaks that could be made to address these small issues, and I hope future Trails titles adopts one of them. Number 6. I'd like to see a bit of a reworking of the battle screen HUD in subsequent Trails games. For example, the character's HP obscures half their health bar, making it difficult to determine how much healing they need to top up. Which spell or item should I use? Do I need to spend more resources to heal 3000 HP, or will 1000 do it? It's not as visually clear as it should be. Additionally, it is sometimes difficult for me to determine whose turn it is. Some of the character portraits on the action timeline, like Joshua and Chloe, are similar enough that I occasionally get the turn order wrong. This will probably be fixed simply with higher resolution art. And while the character profiles at the bottom of the screen pulse to indicate whose turn it is, it's a bit too subtle for me. It consistently takes me a second to clock which one's flashing. Also, I'd like the enemy's info boxes to stay in the same place. It's annoying when it jumps to the other side of the screen for seemingly no reason, and cycling between the various enemy targets is often not intuitive. Not a huge deal when there's only 2 or 3 enemies, but when it's a party, it's often more difficult than it should be to navigate to the enemy you want to target. Lastly, the game makes an interesting mechanical choice where the cursor position on the battle menu is saved for each individual character. So if Sherazard uses an item, the cursor will jump to item on her next turn. If Estelle cast an art on her last turn, that's where the cursor will skip to on her next. I understand why they do it that way, and I bet it's the preference of many players, but I'd like at least the option to have the cursor reset to the top of the menu each round. I know what I want to do and how many steps down it is from attack, and hundreds of hours later, I still occasionally select the wrong option because the cursor was not where I thought it would be. Number 7. Doing good like the good little protagonist you are is good, and you're awarded points based on the good things you do. Goodly. However, if you go above and beyond, you're awarded extra points. However, oftentimes it's not clear if extra points are possible for a given side quest, or if they are, what you need to do to earn them. One of the worst examples is a boss fight that awards extra points if you complete it within a certain number of turns. How would you know that? Look it up in a guide, I guess. Heck, a lot of times you're awarded extra points for a completed quest and you have no idea why. Instead of a fun reward to celebrate how clever or talented you are, it often comes off as random or arbitrary. I don't like that. I'd prefer future games be a bit more transparent with this system. I don't need or even want an itemized checklist of requirements, just something organic that hints at what more can be done. For example, there's a quest in which you escort a woman to another town. Easy enough. But if you pay attention to her dialogue, you can infer how grateful she'd be if you didn't get in fights with monsters along the way. More of that, please. Number 8. There's a moment early in the second game where you're asked to choose between 2 party members. The character you choose will accompany you for the next several hours of the game. Want to know what's different if you select the other character? You're going to have to reload a save and play through the same section with the other character. or watch a Let's Play. I don't like that. Trails has only done that once so far, and I hope it never does that again. Branching paths are fine if I can explore both paths within a single playthrough, but I really don't like games forcing me to choose which content I'm going to miss out on. I'm greedy. I want it all. Number 9. As characters level up, they occasionally learn new crafts, special attacks they can employ in battle. What does that spiffy-sounding new craft you learn do? Who knows? You'll have to get into a fight and read about it in the battle menu, because while character crafts are listed in the game's menus, they're not detailed. I don't like that. Number 10. I'd prefer the game use the story to dictate who's in my party at a given time. Couple reasons. Design-wise, it allows the developers to more specifically craft interesting scenarios to challenge players with. Mechanically, it forces me to use combinations of characters I might not have otherwise. Narratively, it's more palatable for the characters not in my party to have a reason to be elsewhere rather than just sitting around waiting for me to tag them in. Still, the early Trails games typically mandate a couple party members and leaves the remaining spots to be filled as you see fit. Not my preference, but a fine compromise. Okay, that's 10. Well, I combined a few to make 10, but it's my video, so I'm allowed. Anyway, I've only played 2 titles in the long-running Trails series, but despite the aforementioned mild nitpicks, I'm loving these games so far and greatly look forward to see where the story goes and how the games change and even improve in subsequent installments. I'll be starting in on Trails in the Sky the 3rd this Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time and streaming the adventure live here on YouTube in addition to my Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook pages. I hope to see you there.